Page 15, a stately occasion. 4/4 time, 1 flat. We are in the key of D minor. Make sure you can do the scale on D minor, at least 1 octave up and down. 2 octaves would be better, but at least 1 octave up and down. Just take it 1 hand at a time and make sure we got the fingering and the rhythm and all that. We're coming in on beat 4, but that's okay because you check, you'll see the last measure of the piece only has 3 beats in it, so we're fine. So 2nd finger, we're here. Don't forget the B flat. So it's 4/1, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then 4th finger. That's fine. We do this all the time. No big deal. 1 and 2. Then reach up. We're going to sort of do it the same thing. Measure 5. 1. 4th finger again. And I'm playing everything connected right now. We'll do these staccatos later. Going on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right there, that F. The second F. The 8th note F. I can't talk. It's tied to the quarter note F. So you hang on to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if it didn't have the tie, it would be 1 and 2. Like so. But with the tie, you just hang on to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do. Now you can do this. Here, this is measure 12. If you don't want to come up into here, then from the G, rather than 2nd finger, reach down, use 3rd finger. And you can use 2nd there. Here. Or if you can, I mean, there's different possibilities. You can always go here and use thumb here, coming from and cross over. There's different ways of doing it. No one fingering is correct. There's just different fingering. Some fingerings might be a little better than others, and some fingerings are kind of poor, but there's no one correct fingering here. Let's go down to measure 15. You're here. 1. Thumb. Just cross over. And you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. Left hand. Now here we got 1 and 2 and 3. And if you don't want to put a thumb on here, because that puts your hand up in here, then put the thumb on the A and cross over. 1 and 2 here. And then the next measure, use 2nd finger to play the B flat if you want. 1 and 2. And thumb here. So you're in that position rather than this position. Depends on how big your hands are and how fat your fingers are. I have larger hands, so I tend to want to cross over. I want to keep my hand out here as best I can, but you can just use a regular fingering if you want. I'll leave that up to you. At the end of the line, measure 4, it's here. Thumb. This puts you in position for the D coming up. Then reach it. Now it is 2nd finger. So it's 1, this is measure 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and you can do a 2-1 or 3-1. It's up to you, whatever. I'm going to do a 2-on-2. So forth. Then measure 9. You got 1 beat rest to come down. 1 and 2. It's an octave. Just stretch out. And the measure 10. They want you to slide the thumb off. We do this sometimes. You want to try that? It's kind of fun. You have to be careful because you have to time it just right. That A needs to be on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and. I recommend if you can use 4th finger here so you can connect it to that. Because otherwise you can't really connect it. So it's better to have a little silence between here and here than here and here. So it's here and then 4. If you have large hands, you can reach it. Otherwise, you just come down. 1, You do that for a while. Let's go to measure 15. This needs to be a 5-2 here. Okay, so you're going to hold the whole note down. And then now you can do a 5-1 because you got to hold the whole note down as you do that. And then lift up. We've had this before. Put the hands together. Measure 9. Look out. You're together here, here, and then you have here. Those are together. One end, but then that is immediately. That's on beat 3. 1 and 2 and then go on. When you play the A, lift the right hand up. So measure 10. Let's go down to measure 15. Here. Now, I'll give you an alternate fingering here and you can try it out and see what you think. This is for measures 10, 12, and 14. Where you sliding off the thumb. Each of those measures. Another fingering you can use. Now, let me explain here. Because not all teachers agree with this. Well, don't care. See, there's no rule, some people say there is, there isn't, that says if the notes are in the bottom staff, the left hand has to play it. And if the notes are in the upper staff, the right hand has to play it. It's more for convenience. The left hand is closer to the notes that are lower down, and that happens to be the notes in the lower staff. So it's just convenient that that hand plays those notes. Any hand can play any notes on any staff at any time. Well, when you get to measure 10 and you have this stretch out, what you can do, I mean, your right hand is here. You're right there, if you can reach it. So you can play that B flat with the right hand if you want. Then lift up both notes on beat 3. 1 and 2. Right there, and you don't have to. And measure 14 is the same way. 1 and 2. Just lift up when you play that. 1 and 2. Takes some coordination, but it's doable. And then on measure 14, same thing as measure 10. 1, 2. So if you want to, use the right hand thumb to play that note. Then once you have a handle on the notes and the rhythms, get rid of the hesitations. The beat needs to be steady. It can be nice and slow, but it's got to be a steady beat. Now we can add in these slurs and the staccatos, the articulation. Short staccatos. The left hand, for now, just play it all connected. Lift up. This is measure 4. Lift up in the right, but the left hand, keep it connected. So forth. So put in the slurs and the staccatos, and then we can add the dynamics. They apply to the melody, which is in the right hand. Moderately soft, whatever you think it is. Sort of soft. Not soft, just sort of soft. It's in the mid-range, it's the softer side of the mid-range. I don't know. The left hand should be soft or softer. Then toward the end of the line, you're going to go down to a soft. Right there. When you get to that half note on measure 4, you should be soft. And so here, down, down, down. Just, you have to space it out. And there's not a lot of range between medium soft and soft. So just down. You can actually go to very soft if you'd like, because there's a medium soft, then for picking, you're going back up. That's all right. So again, at the beginning is... So, and then your medium soft again. Then you come down to soft again. Now you're going to moderately loud. So it's a little louder than you were at the beginning. The left hand is still in the background. Now, measure 15, you're starting this out soft. Keep in mind that you ended measure 14 medium loud and a rest, which means silence, because the left hand has always been in the background. So the left hand is, so when you start measure 15, there's no big deal because the left hand stays pretty much constant, soft or very soft. So starting with 15, you come down to moderately soft. So to start out, say on measure 13, we're still medium loud here. Now you're moderately soft. There's a staccato there. So on this crescendo there, measures 15 and 16, it's this, a little louder, now come out. They say loud here. To me, really the loud is the D. That's the next note. That should be loud. That's my opinion. So again, measure 15s. Diminuendo on measure 19 is the same as an hairpin. They mean the same thing. You're just going to start getting softer again. And that doesn't tell you how long to continue your diminuendo. So the way I see this is we're going to continually get softer now all the way to the end. Because remember on measure 17, we were loud. This is the loudest part of the whole piece. It's like the climax of the piece there. And now starting on measure 19, we're going to start getting softer all the way to the end. So take your time. You're going to go from loud to soft. So you might do a measure or so. I'd say measure 19, stay loud. And then a measure 20, you come down just a hair. And then go down to sort of a moderately loud. Down just a hair. Now come down to moderately soft. And there's a retard on it. Down to soft. There. That's my impression. You plan it out. Measure a measure or two at a time, or maybe a phrase at a time, or a motif at a time to get soft. From loud to soft, and span it over these 5, 6 measures, whatever they are. If you don't plan it out, you'll be soft by measure 20. It'll happen too soon. At the end, you got those 3 notes down. The D that you're holding down, and the A, and the D in the right hand. That's it. And that's a fermato on that, so you just hold that out for a little while. If I do this with a metronome, I'm going to hold that quarter note, A, 2 counts instead of 1, and then everything comes up. The idea is to get to know the piece well enough that you're not thinking about rhythms and articulation in that, and you're starting to get into the music. Then you feel these dynamics. That's really what you're after. Then we add the speed. Well, you got to have the speed to feel it anyway. So it says proudly, that's not a speed. But the metronome marking will give you an idea. It's a little faster than a march. So maybe just a little faster than I was playing it. You got to get into it well enough that you can make it yours, your interpretation. You can do anything you want as long as you don't violate what the music is telling you to do. I would like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. Let's just make sure we have the correct notes and rhythms. You can do it one hand at a time if you have to, because the rhythms in each hand are so different. It's tricky. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's try it together. 1, ready, go.